Welcome to the good, the bad and the ugly, a segment on my YouTube channel where I go over my first person shooter gameplays. Today we'll be going over Siege. I'm Trey Rorschach. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So, playing a bit of more Melusi here. You're going to see a couple of rounds from the same game, generally, of me playing Melusi. Now, bad camera positioning for one. Not a very good line of sight there. With those cameras, you do want to be putting them on lines of sight. It would have been better watching that reinforced wall. As for my Melusis, I try barricade the windows on this round. So if they do vault through those windows at any point, they're going to get hit with that Melusi, they're going to get slowed down, they're going to have to turn around to fire at the Melusi, and that gives you an opportunity, if you're peeking in that direction, to get those bullets on target and get that much anticipated kill. So you see me, you're checking the cameras, and I pop my own teammate in the back here with a stun, which is generally used for enemy equipment. Now, I'm not sure how that affected my teammate there, but I wouldn't advise doing that to your teammates. You can put them off during a gunfight, you can maybe destroy some of their equipment, I'm not quite sure, but I wouldn't advise doing it. As for the rest of this round, you'll see me here. Now, this is a reasonably good angle, but everyone knows about this angle, so use it sparingly. Pick different angles that the opponents aren't used to firing at, because every time I walk through this doorway and I'm attacking, that's the first place I'm going to look for a headshot, and I bet most of the better players are going to do the same thing. So you see me take an angle here. My teammates have been picked off through the breach, and I pop in and out of cover, trying to make him think I'm going for the reload, so he can aim down and I can get him. But there's a player in the background, and with a couple of pop in, pop out bursts, I managed to get the double kill here. I managed to put both of them down using burst peeking shots from side to side through that little doorway, and now we play the waiting game. So from here, it's trying to figure out what direction the enemy is coming from. Now, big tip here I would give you guys is to get on your cameras, see if you can spot him on one of the cameras. As you can see, I spotted myself there. I'm checking the other doorway, but there are many more cameras, not just the ones you put down. There's the initial cameras from the map, and you can use them at any point during the match, during the round, on defense. So one thing I do not do enough of on this game on defense is use my cameras to my benefit. Now, I noticed the breach is there, and it's still waiting, checking my angles, doing these little peeks so I'm not just holding an angle and he peeks around the corner and I get a headshot. Peek in and out of cover as much as possible, make them think you're going for the reload. Now, if I'm not mistaken by here, he goes for the plant, and as I walk forward, if you listen carefully, you can hear him planting. Now, what I do really well here is I don't sprint up on him. I don't want him to disengage the diffuser. I want him to keep diffusing so I can walk around the corner nice and slowly, low sound cues, and pop him in the head for a finish. So on to the next round here. As you see, good Melusi on the wall there. If they come through that barricade, if they come through this rotate, they're going to get hit with that Melusi, so that's a reasonably good Melusi. Bit of a funny one here. I shoot around to let him know. I was waiting for him to get out the way so I could do all that myself. One shotgun round would have done that a lot quicker. Again, great Melusi on the entrance there. It's a high entry point, and this camera is much better than the first one. So as you can see here, I decide to put a Melusi at the bottom of these stairs, and the reason I do this is if they come from the downstairs level and they reach that Melusi and get slowed down, I have a gas pipe on the wall there that I can shoot, and that will blow gas until it blows up, and that will increase the amount of time the enemy needs to push up them staircases. He's going to have to wait for that explosion to finish. By then, I'm on the stairs, I'm holding the angle, I'm ready to get that kill. You see here, I pop a nice little head hole in the wall here, and I hold a nasty angle. Further away from the breach, the better. The further away I am, the less chance I'm going to get spotted. Reloading. Nice clean kill there, aiming at head height, waiting for him to come through that little breach. And I hold this zone very, very well here. Get a good couple of kills holding this little breach zone. But what I do really, really well is, after I get one kill here, you'll see me, I get pinged by the Leon and I move position. As soon as that Leon ping stops, I move from where I was positioned, because they're going to be aiming there, and I take a different angle. Now, you want to be doing this as much as possible on Rainbow Six Siege. If you're shooting from the same angle over and over again, you're eventually going to get picked off. It's as simple as that, really. Change your position, rotate, always check your angles, check your six. These sort of things you should be doing every single round. Now, I'm holding this position because it's a power position. I know that most of them are trying to flank from this left hand side of the map as we're looking at the screen. And I know most of them are going to come through that doorway or the window at the back of the room. Now, do really well here. I stay off the Leon radar and I put some pre-fires on that area. Now, I don't get the kill, so I hold this little gap because I think he might push up to the wall here, and I slowly peek out at head level, holding head level the entire time, and change my angle. Changing my angle again means he's going to be aiming to my right, I'm going to pop out and get the kill. Exactly like that. He was expecting me to be on the right hand side, but I had moved. Movement is key in Rainbow Six Siege, and I can't emphasize enough how it's going to benefit you. Moving from, even if it's just from the left side of a room to the right side of a room, you don't want to be predictable. Being predictable is the way you don't improve at Rainbow Six Siege, and we're all about improving our gameplay skills. So it's coming to the end of this round here, 11 seconds left, and I whiff my shots. I'm out in the open, I'm not holding a deep angle, and I get picked off. Simple as that. I didn't hold a tight angle, I wasn't behind cover enough, I was way out in the open, trying to greed that kill, if you will, and it didn't work out in my favour. So we're on to the next round, and again, I Melusi that doorway. Quite good if you're going to Melusi doorways. Find them fire pipes, because if they're stuck in a position, you can use them fire pipes, and they're going to be slowed down, so they're going to get stuck in that fire state for a bit longer, and it also gives you a much better way to improve your game. Now, I put a Melusi on the wall here, and you'll see later in this round how I play off that Melusi, wait for him to come up the stairs, and as he gets hit with that slow down mode, I just pop him with a couple of clean shots in the head, and it is as easy as that. Now, again, this camera, not a great placement. I can't see through the barricade that I'm aiming at right there. I can only see through that one little doorway, and I'll be honest with you, not a very great placement for it. So reinforce the wall here and just pop some head holes in so I can contest that stairway at any point without getting wall banged, because I'll be holding that position behind that reinforcement and just popping in and out of cover as and when needed. Coming towards the end here, you'll see my teammates all go down, and now I panic a little bit and I back off that area. I hear the Melusi go off, get a nice easy kill. As I said, sticking close to the Melusi so I can hear the audio cue of the Melusi go off, and then I can pick off the enemy. Get a bit of luck here because of the hip fire of this shotgun's amazing. And for the last bit of this video, I peek out far too in the open here and I get killed. I should have held this angle for as long as possible. What I was thinking is, it's 130 seconds here, it's a long time. I'd probably be better off pushing towards him and getting the kill, but should have just held my zone, should have trusted myself to hold this zone instead of pushing for the kill. That'll be the end of the video there, guys. If this helped you in any way, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.